Okay then guys, just a little overview of the paper here for the January 2011 AQA C2 paper. Basically it's a good idea to have a quick look through a paper before you start an examination, so we'll try and simulate that process here as we quickly look through this question paper. So let's scroll down then and read the instructions. It's a 1.5 hour 90-minute examination. You have a formula booklet, you have tables and formula tables, and you can use a graphics calculator. You need to use black ink or black ballpoint pen. I think it's because they scan the examination papers a lot of the time now with exam boards, and basically so they want to get a good copy. Pencil should only be used for drawing, so you can bring in a pencil if you wish as well. Fill in the boxes, so you need to complete the table at the top with all your personal information. There. You must answer the question in the spaces provided, and there's plenty of space provided. Do not write outside the box around each page. Show all working, necessary working that is, otherwise marks for method may be lost. Do all rough work in this book. Cross through any work that you do not want to be marked. Okay, so there's the instructions. Maximum mark for the paper is 75, and the marks are shown in brackets. You can quote formula without proof from the booklet. So that's the overview, just a little bit of bump there at the beginning. So here's the first question. It's a very easy, straightforward question. Sector. It tells you all the information in the picture here. Then it simply asks you for the value of theta, which is very easy to get. Length of arc, and you can get theta, and then the area of a sector. So that's a really easy question to get started with. And there's, as I say, there's copious amounts of room on the paper itself. Here's question 2 now. Let's have a little look at this one. So these are just writing down. It says write down, so there shouldn't be much involved in working these out, should there? Like P is 3, Q will be minus 3, wouldn't it? And R would be a half here, for example. And a tiny bit of algebra, properties of indices to work out this one. So again, a very easy, straightforward question. So the paper is quite nice in the sense that the first 2 questions are quite easy to do. Let's have a look at the next one now. And this is trig. Again, a very straightforward sort of question. This uses the cosine rule. You've got 3 sides and an angle. And then you need the area of the triangle as well. And then you drop a perpendicular through this triangle. And when you work out the area, it's half BC sine A for this part here. But when you drop a perpendicular, you can also know that the area is, the other formula is half base times height. And that will probably be pivotal in solving this problem here. So there's part 2. So the first 3 questions, fairly user-friendly actually, and no need to worry about whether there's a problem with not doing a particular question. Trapezium rule, bog standard question, 4 ordinates, but basically sometimes it can take a little while to do. And then this is transformations, isn't it? Around the XY axis. So again, that's quite a straightforward question. So there's the first 4. No surprises in this exam. 5, binomial expansion or otherwise. So you can choose to use the binomial formula for expansion, or you can use Pascal's triangle. I generally prefer the lower powers to do Pascal's triangle here. And then a little bit of integration as well at the end. So quite a long question that, but again, fairly straightforward if you just follow it through step by step. So question 5 then, halfway through the paper or more now. Or question 6 rather. So we're coming towards the last section, the latter part of the paper then. So here's GPs, again a very easy question. Common ratio first term, sum of a series, and then I do these by inspection most of the time, although sometimes you can use logarithms and let it equal when you're solving these problems. Let them equal, solve for the logarithm and get a value for n, and then you need to look at the integer value then, which is the next value on from probably the one you've found. So that's that one. Again, it's fairly easy, a little bit of logs, but on geometric series. Here's a curve with a minimum. Do some minimum, find the minimum. So find dy dx and do some integration, and the area under the curve. So standard calculus there. Part E, translation, geometric translation there in that part. So that's fairly straightforward as well. Okay, that was question there completed. We've had a little look at that. Now let's just flick towards the end of the paper now. And this is question 8. Logs, again, logs are nice. There's no bookhook here, it's just simple logs. Express k in terms of a, so you can combine the logs. The 2 is 2 times, so that'll be x squared. Minus is divide, and then you can unwrap the log. Once you've got it as a simple log, you can just bring the k underneath, hit the number here in the air. So that's fairly easy, and so too is this one. So 8 is fine. Let's have a look at the last question now. I think it's the last, if I'm correct. There might be one more, we'll have a look now. Trig, nice questions, Trig. Very straightforward and simple. Just manipulate this to get this equation, and then solve this equation here basically. It's quadratic in tan, and should be easy to solve. So that was 9. Looks like we're coming to the end of the paper now. So it's just 9 questions, that's it. 9 questions in this paper then, aren't there? So let's go back up to the top then. So it's a fairly straightforward paper. If you're prepared well, there's no real reason why you should choose to do anything in a particular order. You have 90 minutes, so what I'd recommend is once you go through the paper and do all the questions, tick off the ones you've done. And then if you finish early, basically it's a good opportunity then to go through the paper and double check. Some questions don't need double checking because they already have the answer in the question, and then you can save time by not double checking those. Put a double tick on the questions that are all double checked or don't need double checking, and then if you get time again, clearly you want to triple check. Use every last minute of the examination to make sure you squeeze out every little mark or half mark you possibly can. So as I say, if you're looking forward to a C2 examination in the near future, then all the best then, guys. I hope you get on okay with it, and I hope you get something from this live worksheet. So I'll catch you again sometime. Cheers.